Hello, everybody. Welcome to my writing session. We got, I think I'm gonna end the chapter in these few pages, and then we'll pause and do the heading for the next one, and then continue from there. To me, all these are it's pretty much one story. No need for chapters for the most part, except when one story arc begins and the other ends, in my view. Lord Marcel seemed to have made an escape. Defied explanation was more like something that Dominique could do. And she could teleport out of an area at will. Unless there was some special mechanism, artifact, or advanced technology to keeping her in place. If Lord Marcel had a reputation for sneaking in and out of situations, apparent death traps. Death trap, one word. I want to be buried in a death trap, so if anyone comes to steal my belongings, they'll join me in death. Let's see. Apparent death traps. Still, he had been so garishly garbed that Bell was doubted he could have slipped away without anyone seeing him. Was he hidden underneath the dead? Was there some secret passage they had missed? The group came in. Belle and her comrades, three of them, came right out in the open, poking and prodding the dead about the area. Both the fresh there was a pile, but a quick inspection proved her cell was not underneath it. The stone floor. And Marcel had definitely didn't give them the slip through a passage. Such a thing would have been noticed. We're not blind. Friend like grunted after Belle asked if anyone slipped by them for the 20th time or so. He has to be here somewhere. Turn invisible in death? Visible in death? Belle asked. Why does it matter? He did. And I asked back. Dead is dead. A dead invisible man doesn't matter. Took a moment to comprehend madness of her statement. She was still nursing a head injury after all, and while it had been days, she was still a bit woozy, and her eyes were more bloodshot than usual. I'm feeling a bit woozy here. That splitting headache, spitting headache, Yeah, you got a spitting headache. I had a weird dream last night that me and Humphrey Bogart were buying a hotel from some gangsters or something. Wonder how the brain comes up with such things. That splitting headache was mostly gone, so the above-mentioned symptoms were the most alarming. Prima had been hit worse and made a full recovery, but perhaps she was on her way out without even realizing it. What's the simplest explanation here? Bell muttered. Teleportation? Teleportation. Crossed her arms. Part of Belle wondered if this was some trick by Dummy. Maybe she swooped in suddenly, captured Lord Marcel, and spirited him away. Part of some long game she had going on. Belle's the long game was just Belle's term for whatever mysterious things Dummy was working on that caused her to be absent for such long periods. She had no idea how much of it was even related to the current war. Sometimes Dummy, it was like Dummy regarded all this, the Jade, and the whole bloody war, as a sideshow, an annoyance. Maybe she'll make the final word. Can I call them zombies at any point? You're not supposed to use the Z word in fiction. Like, it's a stupid thing to say, I guess. I don't know. Come up with my own word for zombies. Something cool. I've been getting good at coming up with cool words for things lately. Sell and turn him to one of these living dead things. Pretty much suggested. Or better yet, a slave. He would be her slave, regardless, Belle replied, and before I could elaborate, there was a sudden, very loud bang. It was not an explosion. It was a sort of bang. Great explosion topside. A sort of bang you'd hear someone slamming themselves hard against a wooden door. Or maybe even a steel one. Or the sort of thud bang a person would make taking a terrible fall. It was actually someone throwing their whole weight against a wooden trapdoor painted gray as the stones around it. Near perfectly camouflaged. Lord Marcel emerged from this trapdoor in a standing position. He had managed to get into said trapdoor. Somehow, when the shooting started, bodies tumbled all around him. Some bodies tumbled onto the trapdoor itself, and he might have been trapped there if he wasn't apparently almost superhumanly strong. The jester garbed, bloodied cult leader had an SG-39 blood can assault rifle in hand. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce bloodkin. It's a word I invented, so yeah. I see this. And in one hand, white gloved hand, he let out a merry but not too crazy laugh and put the weapon in both hands. He started firing the moment he appeared in the open. Hit the deck, Rima yelled, and threw herself down to the stone floor, hitting it hard about her whole body, to the point where it felt like every bone in her was shaking. It was the same for the others. None of whom were caught by any of Marcel's wild fire. Belle herself was the one facing toward Marcel after she dove. She took up her shotgun, a fresh cell, loaded, bam, fired the blast, caught Marcel about his right shoulder and pectoral, with most of the buckshot peppering the shoulder. In particular, the nastiest chunk of the wound was there. And you could imagine someone maybe surviving such a wound. They got to a hospital quickly. They were stronger than most. It wasn't good enough for Belle. She fired a second blast, caught Marcel right about the heart, and he let out a hideous groan and slumped back down into the trapdoor, which closed over him like a coffin lid. Belle got on her feet, ran over, and opened that trapdoor. The door, and stared down the dying, crumpled Marcel with a look of triumph. He stared up at her. So I chuckled there for a second. It's just so funny how I'm picturing it in my head. Stared up her with a wild, terrified look. He tried to say something, but only blood lips. The blood shot out between his lips, not words. He was accidentally giving himself a bit of a set of red lips, like a clown. How ironic. Belle couldn't help but notice. Help but think. Not getting dummy this time. Belle gloated, and ready to hand grenade. Tossed it down right about Marcel's whip. He barely had the strength to turn his eyes down in that direction. He couldn't see anyway. In a moment, Belle dropped the trap door back in place and retreated. 3 seconds later, there was a huge blast within that trapdoor. Which jumped up a moment, fell back down, the smoke billowing out from the cracks. The smoke poured in all directions. The smoke seemed to lend finality to what became of Lord Marcel. To be safe, Belle opened the trapdoor, took a look at the hideous, mangled body within. It looked like someone Marcel had stuffed, had his stomach cut open, sticks of dynamite thrust in there. Dynamite thrust in there. And then afterwards, someone went to town him with a medieval battle axe. Medieval. Okay. Belle let out a roar triumph. Claudio chuckled in the background, as did the others. Hermes chuckled, a bit nervous, and Belle wondered. It was because he was. Belle wondered if it was because he was. Because she looked a bit on the crazy side with that look of triumph, joy, not goy. She almost wished for a mirror so she could have her current look part of her memories. Memory pool forever. You alright, Belle? Claudio asked with concern. You're acting a bit like some of Marcel's madness transferred to you. I suppose that's possible. Belle replied. I've heard stranger things happening. Shall we go? Claudio asked. Without a word, Belle led them from the area, the hallway / armory. Sarmory. What's a sarmory? Is that a place where you make salami or something? It's just blood. Vampires can make blood taste however they want, so I make my blood, when I drink it, taste like Dr. Pepper. Or Hawaiian Punch, depending on my mood. Let's see. They entered a bigger room. Tomb that was mostly empty. Apparent bigger tomb that was mostly empty. Because the bed was buried underneath the floor. with the names on the squares, most over them. Names and dates. They'll imagine Tommy accidentally bringing those dead back to life. And maybe it wouldn't be strong enough to climb up, break through that old ancient stone and walk around. They'd be trapped down there forever, scraping their fingernails against the floor, against the underside of those stones. They even got out their coffins. Tommy, let's see. Oh, I keep doing this guy. God darn it, almost Bell. Bell almost wanted it to reach down and to get down and put an ear to those old stones. See if you heard skeletal hands scraping against the stone. And on that pleasant note, we will end this writing session. Vida Zane, have a good Tuesday. See ya.